And hi, everyone. And well, thank you a lot for your assistance. I didn't expect that much people, so I'm so happy to share what we're doing in this project with all of you. I work in Transmedia Catalonia, which is in the Department of Translation of Universitat Autònoma de Barcelona. And we work in H2020 European projects. And in this project is called MEDIAVERSE, a universe of media assets and co-creation opportunities. And we will talk at the beginning about this MEDIAVERSE project. Then in the second part of the presentation, we will shortly present Fader, which is an authoring tool for 360 co-creation that is part of this MEDIAVERSE project. And to finish, we will show we did some video snippets to have like a summary of different stories on 360 degrees that have been created during the MEDIAVERSE pilot for different users. And then at the end, if anybody wants to see more deeper way, some of them we can enter and navigate them. So as I said, MEDIAVERSE is a European project. It started 2 years ago. So basically we, at this time of the calendar, we just finished the first phase of the pilot, and we are starting to plan the second phase of the pilot. What does it mean? So MEDIAVERSE is developing a digital platform, and we are testing this platform with different users and from different perspectives. And this test has 2 iterations, the first phase and the second one. So in this project, we are joining with technology developers, with social researchers, with media publishers and broadcasters, and with artists from many different countries. So you can see here the different partners that we are in the project. We are from Spain, in Barcelona, is university. But then we have like third, for example, that is an institute for research and technology development. And we have also like FinCons that is expert in blockchain. Then we have like 2 broadcasters, Deutsche Welle from Germany and Swiss Tech from Switzerland. We have also like a partner from Portugal, Artshare, that is like a artist association. We have Brackmans, that is a company that they are developing some tools to co-create in 360 degrees. And yeah, basically we are all together. You have the website there in case any of you are interested. You can visit the website and know more about the project. So to understand a little bit more about this project and about this platform that we are designing in MEDIAVERSE, so we have to see ourselves with a bit of context. We are in an era where consumers, they are becoming prosumers bit by bit. And all of us at some point, we are sharing content in social media and we are creating videos. So we are living with not just consumers, also prosumers. So we have to, we are in this context where we have to consider these new communication channels. And obviously during the pandemic, that has increased a lot. Like a lot of people had no other way to share their content and to contact relatives or companies to be in contact with their clients, to do it online and with videos. So this number of prosumers has been increasing a lot, and new channels are being growing. So one of the goals of this project is to support all sorts of creators, like virtual reality creators, artists, audiovisual translators, citizen journalists, and all kind of creators at the end of the day. Another thing that is important to take into account in this project is the accessibility. We all know about the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities that was in 2006 by the UN, where the access to information is a civil right. So all sorts of content and all sorts of media and data should be able in different ways to cover all kinds of profiles, taking into account people with sight loss and also like easy to read language. So that's another important aspect that MEDIAVERSE is exploring, because this project wants to understand these new formats of production, distributing, and to consume media contents. And the idea is also to take care about the rights of all these artists with the blockchain technologies. So I'm gonna play a video that explains in a nutshell what is the MEDIAVERSE project. Let me know if you cannot, Maggie, if you cannot listen, just tell me and we check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start. Yeah, we can hear it.
We live surrounded by audiovisual content, pictures, audio, video, and new formats like 3D models, 360-degree videos, and virtual reality experiences. A small number of social media companies dominate the world of content creation, offering tools and services to create and publish all sorts of media, largely under their control. Imagine an open source platform that provides you with the tools and services that you need to co-create content with your friends or colleagues, connect your own creations with social media and reuse your previous posts, find fragments upon which to build your media or spot inappropriate content to protect your audience, manage your intellectual property rights and decide how to be paid, automatically translate your content into other languages. MEDIAVERSE makes it easy to create and share media content in an ethical and democratic way. Easy, because you will not need expert knowledge to use the platform. Ethical, because you will be able to manage media rights with transparency. Democratic, because you will be able to have full control over your assets. MEDIAVERSE will show its potential in 3 use cases: citizen journalism, co-creation of new media formats for social inclusion, hybrid intelligence in the form of a series of artistic experiments. MEDIAVERSE-project.eu. MEDIAVERSE, a universe of media assets and co-creation opportunities. This project has received funding from the European Union Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Programme under Grant Agreement number 957252.
What's about this project in this video? And as you've seen, in this project, we are developing this platform and we are testing it in 3 use cases. The first use case is based in Germany and Switzerland with the broadcasters, with Deutsche Welle and Swiss Text. And basically they want to try how this platform works for citizen journalists. You have to try to imagine this platform. I always think in like a Swiss, what's the name in English? Navaja, like this knife that you open, you have a lot of different tools in the same tool. And basically this platform aims is to have lots of tools, one tool for 360 co-creation, another tool for accessibility, another for subtitles. So we can provide these prosumers with different tools to co-create and to monetize their content. So in the second use case, we the leaders of use case 2 is us from University in Barcelona, and our aim in use case 2 is to explore new formats of co-creation. And basically, this is where it takes place, the 360 tool that we are going to present after this, about how we can do storytelling and how we can try to make it accessible in 360 degrees, which is a challenge, as you could expect. And basically, we also are researching about how these all sorts of technologies can contribute to social development, so social inclusion. And this is where, at the beginning of the project, our role was to contact different entities, associations, hospital centers, and other universities to get people involved in this project, in this research, to gather some data about how they think about this platform, how they see the prototype of the platform, and to gather the data from different perspectives, from citizen journalists, from a student of a nursery, from people that work with young migrants, etc., etc. And also we are seeing how we can promote accessibility in these new media formats. Virtual reality and immersive contents. Hello, someone? Yeah. Hello. I don't know if it was some question or it was just.
Здрасте, Kalina sama, ne znam da sam te trsila.
I don't think this is a problem, Marlena. Go, proceed, Victor, please.
Okay, sorry. I didn't know it was a question or just a microphone. Okay. So yeah, basically we are in this second use case, and the third is an artistic experiment from Portugal. So when we started this project, we realize how difficult it is to think about accessibility in 360 degrees. In our research team, we have a PhD student that is actually doing experiments with subtitles in 360. What is the best? What do you think, if we should put the subtitles all the time in the same underneath, so you could use a headset and the subtitles would follow you? Or maybe we should have a sort of like subtitles that they were next to the heads of people talking? Or there's a lot of possible solutions, and this is a lot to be researched still. Also, without the description, what could we do as a description for blind people? Should we do like immersive sound that you could hear from your sides or from behind, and you could have the same feeling of immersive? That's a lot of things going on to think and to research. So I'm going to show you a little video with the first experiment to make you aware how difficult it is to make these 360 stories accessible. And that was like a first experiment to try some options. Can you see it?
Yes, but there's no sound.
No, it's in this one is no sound. So yeah, basically we did the first page where we put that was for the Global Accessibility Awareness Day last year. So we made the most of it to try to do our first 360 experience with accessibility assets. So basically with this tool, you can put some hotspots and you can play videos and audio. So what we did is put a button with a video with the international sign language and another button to play the audio description. So we put here a person signing. And obviously that, and then we try to put closed captions, because you can put text in the editor, but obviously then it's like how a person with sight loss can express these interactive hotspots. So it's still a lot of incognitas to be like resolved, to see how we can make this 360 storytelling accessible for different diverse audiences. So obviously this experience was very good to raise awareness about how back we are still with our accessibility in virtual reality and 360 videos, and also to like promote like more research has to be done in this field. So is any question until here? Or any comment? Or
can I ask a question or write down in the chat?
you can ask a question, please.
Hi,
Yes.
I'm Kalina Skiru from Institute of Mathematics and Computer Science in Bulgarian Academy of Science. My question is about digital accessibility tool you were using. This software, you did it, or is it open source? How it is accessible for not for web developers, but for ordinary users, including blind people, to use? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your question, and is great because it's just the following thing that I'm going to show, and it's about this tool, because yes, is a tool that is developed by Fragments, which is one of the partners in this project, and this. Can you see the presentation now? Let me make it bigger.
Yeah, we are back to slides. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So yeah, this authoring tool is one of these tools that is being implemented in this platform. It has different levels of use. You can create a single story as a free user, and then you have different like packs to create more stories. And yeah, it's a web-based tool, and yeah, we will see. Maybe like showing the tool, I will answer some of these questions. But let's stop before to see before seeing this tool. Let's see what are the immersive interactive environments, because when I started on this project, I thought was all about virtual reality, and then it's like you see like this difference between like the generated virtual reality and then the 360 video. So this tool is not for generated virtual reality, is to make 360 videos, but also in these 360 virtual spaces you can also embed images, 2D, like normal videos, sound and text. And when you create all these assets and you create all these scenes, you can navigate between them. You can put hotspots to click on them, to go through them. You could do like a linear story where you just jump one by one through the scenes. You could not use hotspots, and then when a scene is finished, you start the next one. Or you can do like a multi options story. You could also do like a kind of video game or like a dynamic where you can choose where you want to go. Yeah, this is what I was saying, is you don't have to install anything. So in terms of accessibility, is like browser based. So you could use any like a screen lector or things like that to use Fader, and it's all online. Okay, you can write down the address if you want to like check it out. You don't need a 360 camera to start to create your first stories, because you can like arrange some videos and photos, and it's really easy to use. So I recommend you to have a look and to play around a little bit. So this is how it looks. I'm gonna show the video. I have here this GIF where you can see a little bit the editor, and you have like on the right all the tools where you can put videos and audios and texts. But let me show you a video because it's going to be more clear. So this is the editor when you create a new story, how it goes, and you could create different scenes and open different media in the data manager. So you can put all the assets that you want in your story, like you can see, and you can put videos, images, so you can upload them from your computer into your library, and then they are ready to use. You can just open like the photo, video, any tool, and you will see all the ones that you have put in your story. And basically in the down bar, you have all the scenes, and you can start to put different assets in your different scenes. Also, you could create a video and make it into a hotspot. So you can make it to play automatically, or you can make it a button where the user has to click to option. You can also put like closed captions in the video. And then when you have your story created, you can preview it before publishing. When you publish the story, you could also, it's like YouTube, you could also like share it in private, where only the people that has the link to the story can access to it. That's very useful to, for example, to protect our users in the project, because only the people with the link could access to it. Or you could put it public, so everybody that goes to Feather can go to see all the stories that they are public in Feather. So I'm going to show you some of the stories. The first months of the project was obviously for us to like get 360 cameras, play with them around, play with Feather, and get to know a little bit the potential of that. Because as you could see, is like you could mix a lot of assets and you could do a lot of things and with a lot of purposes. So basically, after you understanding a little bit this technology available in the MEDIAVERSE project, we started to contact different entities to see how they could make the most of these technologies to improve some of their goals, specific goals in their entities. Let's see what we did and who contacted. One of the institutions that we contacted, it was a university that is connected with our university. Is a school of nursery and occupational therapy. And we did, we spoke with the teachers and we presented this tool, and they were really interested because they have a subject called education for health, and they do like very like innovative things. So they were really interested to bring this tool to the students so they could do some 360 storytelling. And basically what they did is they did groups of students, and these groups of students, they were to different entities. A group were to, two groups actually were to a home care with elderly. They did interviews with users from the home care, and they asked their hobbies, what they like, what they want to see, where they would love to travel. So they could create 360 stories to then show it to these elderly people, so they could enjoy in an immersive way their hobbies. Then they contacted as well a center that they work with children, and they do like therapy with like games and people with children with neurodiversity. And then they contacted a hospital that they work in mental health. And they also contacted an occupational therapist that works with people in isolation. And obviously that during the pandemic, that made a lot of sense and increased a lot. So let's see. This is one of the is a video summary of one of these stories. They went to this town, and basically they wanted to like record the cultural heritage of the town of the home care. So they recorded the castle, they recorded the church, the market. They ask also like the trades that the elderly used to do when they were young. So they tried to record different moments to do like to refresh the memories and to get them alive with these like new technologies. And that was really cool also because it was like an intergenerational activity where like the young people use technology to reconnect with the elderly, and the elderly could like explain and show to the young people like their cultural, their stories. So let me show the video. Is any quick question why else I choose the video?
We have some questions in the chat. So because some people don't have microphones, so
okay.
Let me just maybe start with the last one because that's a quick one from Sarah, who is asking, is a 360 camera essential, or could panoramic photos be used for 360 storytelling like this?
Yes. So yeah, it's not necessary to use a 360 camera. We actually realized that when you put the hotspots, sometimes it was more useful to take 360 pictures than videos, because it was really clear where to put the hotspots. So some phones, they can create 360 pictures. So the answer is yes. You could take with the Android or with the iPhone, you could take 360 pictures and create your own 360 story.
Okay, I think that answers Sarah's question. And I have also, 1 second, I have a question from Lisa, who is mentioning that you're touching upon the omnipresent issue she runs into as an accessibility archives professional, lack of standardization or best practices around newer technology. And she was wondering if you have mentioned that you're still having a discussion around the placement of all the interactive elements, and have you reached out to some international standards organization, in particular Committee on Audio Description or User Interfaces?
Yes, in one of the main research, well, the main researcher in this project from UAB, from our partner, is Pilar Orero, she's in contact and she's collaborating with the main standardization institutions. And basically she presented this little experiment that we did where we were placing these buttons to actually show how is still underdeveloped accessibility in virtual reality. And I don't know, it was another question about.
Yeah, I think there's one of questions. So Kalina is agreeing that standardization is really important topic. And she has 2 questions. How do you solve copyright issues for video products made by Fader? Are they openly available?
Okay. In MEDIAVERSE, the idea is that they are going to join the library of Fader with the MEDIAVERSE one. So basically, in this platform of MEDIAVERSE, when you upload content, you can assign your kind of copyright. And it's also in the library in the platform. They developed a license advisor where you put any asset and you can answer some questions, and the license advisor tells you what Creative Commons license is best for the limits that you have for your asset. And you could also like join your asset into the code for blockchain, so you could also monetize your content. But it's obviously not easy, and this is why it's being done, this research, to see how if we see a 360 story with that is being co-created by different users, how we can make into account the different creators within a 360 story. So this is why it's really interesting how we could use the blockchain technology to monitor and to track every single creator content in every 360 experience. So this is one of the stories, a summary of one of the stories with the elderly. So they could, a lot of people in this home care, it was a big mine in the town. So most of the men, they work in Minecraft. So they decided to record this mine, and they did this experience. So the people in the home care, they could revive in a way their former traits. So this is one. So I'm gonna go to the next one that we also contacted this center with children, and basically to avoid recording with children, they talked with the director of the center, and they decided that it was a need of doing some pedagogy with the parents in this case. So basically they did a 360 experience to show as a tool for the parents with some tips, like how we can help children with neurodiversity, what games we can use to work with the coordination and the balance, and etc., etc. So I'm going to show you this little summary of the center with the children. So they could also get to know the therapists in the center and see some strategies depending the pattern of the child. For example, this little game Is any other question? Well, let me open. Sorry, I'm just with all the windows. I get a bit confused.
There are more questions. I think Tom, you had your hand.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I posted it. I posted it in the chat as well. But it was just, I think, as people become more isolated and have difficulty in the physical world, the very technology that could help them is something they find difficult. And what can we do to kind of resolve this rather bitter irony?
I don't know if I understood your question. Do you mean the use of technologies with isolated people can be tricky sometimes because the physical interaction?
No, I mean, I think the operating technology, technology generally. For example, my mother has got very bad memory issues, and she's gradually not been able to use email or Skype or anything like that. And so it's that kind of problem where people find technology difficult to operate, even though it can help them. So how can we make it easy for them to operate?
I understood that. I think what we realize, and I think the young people there, it plays a really important role, because young people now, they burn with the technology and the arm, as we say, so they really know how to use technology. So I think technology could be this bridge. We could do more projects of learning service where young people could bring and teach how to use technology to elderly, and the elderly people could teach some values, to young people, and share their lives without technology. So I think is this bridge, intergenerational bridge between the elderly and the young that the technology could build. I think that could be an option. And also, I think we also have to accept that some people with like 80 years old would be more like able, and they would like more technology, but there's also some people that they don't like it. So I think we have also to accept that it's not always like a technology solution. Thank you, Tom. It's really interesting, your question, because we are like in a generational change, into this technological era. Ronald has a question. Has there been any experiments to integrate 360 models? Okay, yes, is another tool that is working with 3D models, and they are working in like these metaverses, and they are is one of the other kinds of new media that MEDIAVERSE is trying to try. But in our use case, we decided to focus with Fader, with one of the tools, because we thought it was going to be more easy to engage with the entities.
Sorry if you don't mind a follow-up. Thanks for that, Victor. Is there, what was the name of the tool you're trying for 3D?
The 3D, it's called VR Odos. Is developed by CERT. Is actually the leader, the partner leader in the project. I can write it in the chat.
That'd be great. And not to take up the airwave, but following up on Tom's question, has there been any attempt to connect disparate communities, for instance, of elderly or others, to help each other in effect? Or has it been mostly go to one community and then go to another? Just wondering about connecting up groups.
That's a good question. We haven't done that yet because we have to do like some sessions to train the users to use the technologies. In some cases, like for example, elderly, we don't train them to use the technology. We train the students. So we do the project and the research with the students. Also in terms of like data gathering for the research, we prefer to gather the data with directly with the vulnerable people. So we focus in the facilitators, in the people working with elderly and different users. So we decided also to like have the data more clear. For now, we haven't mixed communities in that way. Thank you, Ronald. Okay, Donata is saying, was 360 tested as live digital participation tool in cultural institutions? Yeah, one of the, for instance, those who would not physically, yeah, this other tool that is called VR Rodos, it's actually being implemented, but this is more focused use case too in Portugal. They are working on that because they have these like metaverses where they can do like a museum. They actually have like a stage, like a concert where the people can play in the stage or as a public, and it's this like live interaction. But as I said, in our use case, we are focusing in Fader. But yeah, please visit the MEDIAVERSE website because you can see some experiments that they are doing in like live. You're welcome, Donata. Okay, we have 12 minutes.
Yes, we have 12 minutes. So if you want to proceed, like, or we can keep the discussion going, like if there are more questions. In case we run out of time, don't worry, we will share the questions with Victor and he can reach out later to answer.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna, if it's not any question, I'm gonna show another examples. Okay. Well, I haven't said with mental in the mental health institution. What we did is we basically we asked them. Well, we know the occupational occupational therapy students at nursery. They asked them what they like. Music, like nature, where they want to travel, and they basically went to the spots where that they said, and they recorded it. So that was like a tool for them to have in their center, because they have in their center they have like a room, like a social room where they can use like they can play ping pong, they can use computers, they have a television. So they created this tool as a like wellness tool, to say it in a way, like where they could go into nature, into the beach, and listen the sounds of the sea, etc. So another institution that we well, I forgot to say, with the people living in isolation, it was really beautiful as well, because the students, they ask these people, where did you, if they could leave the house, where would love to go, and just for the thing of like trying to think where they want to go, they realize lots of places that they forgot. That was mostly elderly as well. And they said to the families, and the families said to the students, we had no idea that our dad wanted to see these places. So they did these videos, but also that was very helpful, because now the relatives could go to these places with these people, where once they could broke isolation. So that was really nice as well, and they could record loads of like significant places for these people, the place where they bought the vegetables in the market, or the street where they used to live, etc., etc. So another institution that we work with was San Fundación, that was with people with cognitive diversity. We did the first experiment with them, where we did a 360 tour of the headquarters, and basically we put like every people in the headquarters sitting in their desk. We put like a button in the head, where when we click, they explain who they were to the users and what they do, or what can they do for the users. So that was really helpful, because some users on this institution live 30 minutes from the city, so they could get to know a little bit more. And they did another experience after this experiment, where they decided, because they realized that lots of users of their institution had difficulties in their activities of daily living. So they thought, let's record in 360 degrees how is to go to the supermarket. So basically they went to the supermarket and they did a 360 experience, where they could do the shopping beforehand, to get to know where is everything and how you could pay, and to reduce in a way like this anxiety before doing it. That could have like a lot of applications, like on phobias as well, like how we could just travel in a train before doing it. Well, that's a screenshot of the experience. And another institution, and I will finish with this, it was Chroma, Fundación Solidaria, sorry, where we did two projects. We did the Chroma Project, where we taught accessibility to children. So the children could do sign language videos, and they could do audio description. And it was like the experiment that we did before, but with the children. And that was also the excuse for the children to get to know a little bit more about like accessibility and rights for like people with sight loss and etc. And then we did Ithaca, Campus Ithaca, with like teenagers. That was in a campus last summer. And that was like co-creation. They could choose the topic. And this group did like against bullying. They did like a story. So they did like a role playing, sorry. And they did this story. And I think that's it. Thank you so much. I thought I was going to take less time, but we have 6 minutes for any question. You can visit our website and our Twitter. If any of you want to get in contact with us, you can write us. Pilar Orero is the main researcher. Ana Matamala is the work package leader, and I'm the research technician. So if any of you are interested in this project or you want to get involved in this second phase of the project, just let us know. And yeah, I'm happy to answer any question in these 5 minutes. So Olga says, can you help war-affected educators living abroad away from their home or living in a war home to use the application free of charge? How to arrange such cooperation? Olga, if you want, write us with like a proposal, and we can, yeah, I'm sure that we can find a collaboration. It's actually use case 1, focused in citizen journalists. And in this second phase, we have to engage like really high numbers of participants. So I'm sure we can find some cooperation, definitely. Just write me in my email and I will put you in contact with use case 1 to see how can we find something. It's really interesting. As you have seen, the possibilities are huge, and we can use it for a lot of fields. Andriana says, I would like to ask if you follow any specific multimedia narrative for the visual of compositional elements in the panoramic. Do you follow any guidelines? The idea, we are learning. In this second phase, basically, the difference of this first phase of the pilot is non-controlled. So the people can choose their style of narrative. We don't follow any like any guideline. The first story that I did at my home with the camera, it was like linear, and then I tried to do more complicated stories. So you can do like loads of options, and no, we didn't follow any guidelines. I don't know if you know any guideline of that. That would be very helpful to like share with the participants of the project. You're welcome. Oh, great, Lisa. I'm gonna enter and save that link. Thank you.
But we have any more questions? We have like last 3 minutes.
Thank you, Grasa. Is there any interest in either connecting overlapping 360 video or perhaps live streaming 360? That's a good question. When we started the project and we got the camera, I thought it does exist like 360 live streaming. We are not thinking in that option in this project, but it's really interesting. I don't know if any of you know more about 360 live streaming. That would be great because it's like you could see my house, not just the white wall.
Thank you, Victor, for this great presentation and the discussion. I think you answered all the questions of the participants. And thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Victor.
Thank you so much, Maggie. Thank you, everybody, for your interesting questions. Bye-bye.